Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we are pushing out here against all odds. We're giving it a go anyway. We'll see how this ends up going. Our supplies are not amazing here, but that's probably okay. Let's go ahead and harvest our manpower. Okay, there's a little bit of manpower here. They are certainly not full. Okay, maybe the bug is no longer in effect. That's probably the amount of manpower that we regenerated over the course of the last episode, is my guess. I'm not 100% certain on that. We'll try this again, although we need to wait until this manpower has been distributed. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll see how our push out goes here. I don't expect it to be tremendous. I would like to get this location just for its defensibility. But we'll see how that goes. Something just moved over here. What was it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that was, but we'll try pushing out here. And actually, these guys are retreating. Oh, we pushed out here. That's what it is. We made it across that river. Okay. Cool. A lot of these attacks are American forces, which we are completely okay with them attacking. Yes, please. A Polish operative was captured. How rude. They're supposed to be part of our faction, after all. So we're pushing out over here. That's great. We do want that. Now, that's just the Americans that are attacking over here. We are attacking this direction. And we're doing okay on our manpower for right now, actually. And it's gone. Okay. So with it now being gone, we will go ahead and add these guys in just to see what's going on with that. Okay. Regardless, we are pushing out nicely over here. So that's pretty great. What's our supply scaling at right now? We don't quite have this whole state, obviously. But it's now 67. That's better than the, 44 it was previously. That's for sure. The German forces are a bit in disarray. Oh, we've pushed out further over here. Now, this is just American forces doing this. We are not attempting to push out this direction. Not at this moment, anyway. Cool. We're not going to have any supply issues. German-Russia has deciphered our... deciphered our ciphers, I guess we could say. That seems a little redundant, but sure. They've deciphered our ciphers, and we're going to push out over here. I want to start thinking about what our overall push over here might look like. Once we have this state under control. I kind of want it to be like this border here, and then get all of this under our control. Then we can think about maybe pushing into China, unless the US already has that under control. That's the overall concept that I'm thinking of right now. But I definitely want to get these state borders under our control. I'm surprised this push is going this well. That said, we do have a lot of American support here. So that's probably what's causing this to work so well. And we do have fortified fallback positions. So I want to make sure that we are building land forts in every single province that we control in this state. Now, it's not necessarily high priority to get these built right now. So we're going to drag those down. And we're probably going to end up canceling a lot of these, in all honesty. But that's okay. We only need a few more locations. Oh, this is awkward. Sure. We only need a few more locations over here. Actually, let's... I don't want to do that right now. Let's get rid of our orders here. And we need to extend our front lines to be here for both of these armies. There we go. Now I'm going to task this army with offensive lining up here. And then this army... Ultimately, this would be an amazing offensive line for us to take, right? That would be really, really good. And there's not that many German troops down here, it looks like. So let's get that underway. We're going to have to redeploy our troops a bit. and awkwardness may ensue. But we'll see how this ends up going. We do see that the US took this area. Okay. We don't really care about the US taking this right now, but we're making huge gains out over here. And looking at the organization of these German troops, that's quite a breakthrough, honestly. They're basically out of manpower now. I don't think there's been a month tick, so that's fine. They're going to get some here. Yeah, we have quite a breakthrough going on here. We've managed to push out quite successfully. My main concern at this moment is supply. And that's kind of been the main concern. Okay, so we'll see if we're able to push into here. It may take us a little while to get that done. We're still moving troops around for the moment. But we're definitely seeing huge gains down here. And that's amazing. Really, really happy to see that. We're not too concerned about supplies other than like supply distribution. Oh, wow. Look at this force comparison here. The Germans just didn't expect a breakthrough down here. To be fair, the Americans created this. We're only exploiting it. The Germans were definitely ill-prepared for this. Now, this is going to be a very wide front for us. No doubt about that. We're going to be reliant on the Americans to help us hold it. And we'll see how successful that goes. But the Germans are just crumbling down here right now. That may not last. We'll see how that one goes. But this offensive is going quite well. I want to look at the fill-in here. Yeah, that's reasonably fine. Then the idea would be that we clear out this backline back here. And we're not too concerned about attacking on the Chinese front at this moment. We're leaving that to the Americans. All we want to take is the German Empire portions down here. Now we can see that the enemy is now considered stronger than us. That's probably because we're pushing so hard and fast here. That said, we have taken some decent supply areas out here. This is reasonably built up supply-wise. We may have to repair the railways here, though. This is not what I was looking for. Yeah, this here. We may have to do some repair work here. Something along the lines of that. So we'll get that underway. And that will hopefully help us get supplies out to this front. Unfortunately, we don't repair them, like, tremendously quickly, but it should go reasonably fast, honestly. Yeah, mostly just railway reparations here. Looks good. Okay, we now have these guys. They're not exactly cut off because of this Chinese area. Oh, I see. This redid our desired line here. I think for the moment, that's okay. We got pushed back here, or specifically the Americans got pushed back here. This is a huge amount of this success is still the Americans, to be clear. We only have one single army plus our invasion force here, right? So that's not too major. And we're just holding this line for the moment. We are looking at pushing up over here. I want to take a look at losses. It's about even. Okay. We have 46 military factories right now. We should probably think about doing factory conversions. So we can move 6 factories over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Cool. And I do want those to be fairly high priority as well. So we'll do something kind of like that. Those should finish up relatively soon. But I really do want the civilian factories there. Cool. So we can see here, our troops are very much moving out here. The American forces have taken the lead in this offensive, but this is reasonably fine. Cool. So we have 8 divisions assigned down here. That seems okay. Now this could turn on us, and if it does, we're going to want to fall back to our original defensive posture. But so far so good. This entire state is now under, if not our control, Allied control. Great. And we've got significant portions of India down here as well. So this offensive is going extraordinarily well. I think it was well timed by the Americans, and the moment we saw them breaking through, we kind of joined in. So we'll take some credit for that, I guess, but this is mostly the Americans. Cool. We are definitely making gains up here, though. Fantastic. So, supplies are going to need to be consolidated. There's no doubt about that. Getting this naval base will be a pretty impactful thing. And we'll see if that ends up happening. I think it will, with what we're seeing here. We're trying to eliminate these German areas up this direction. But this is actually quite huge. I wanted the faction map mode. Yeah. So this is basically the only place where movement is happening right now, which is absolutely fascinating to me. It is the 3rd of August. I want to check in on how much manpower they regenerated. Okay. 77 to 102,000. Cool. So we definitely want to get this section under our control and shorten this front. We would love to get this front shortened down to just being this, rather than this horrendous bulge that we have going on right now. Our troops are going to be pulled really thinly at this exact moment. That said, we are continuing to push down over here. Are we on... We're on balanced attack. Okay, that seems fine to me right now. Aggressive attack, I think, is not going to be useful for this moment. But we've got a nice unified defense here with the Americans. I like it. We're kind of encircling these ports right now. In a way. We're not quite there, but we're kind of going around them. Also, taking Bangalore would be a pretty big deal, supply-wise. We're not currently working on taking this area, and I'm wondering why we're not doing that. Okay. Presumably because we just don't have much American support. I think that's okay. But if we can cut off, like drive to the sea over here, and cut off this southern portion of India, that would be a very big deal for us. We have taken Bangalore at this point. That's wonderful. Absolutely great. Are we making any strategic bombers right now? I feel like we should be. So we're going to do jet strategic bombers. We don't want very many of them. But we're going to create a variant of this that is... I think this is going to be too expensive to fully max out right now. Yeah, it will be. But we can bump this back to... like here. And then we can start making a couple of jet strategic bombers. I don't want to make a lot. Because we don't really have the manpower for it. But we want to be able to use our nukes if we decide we need them. Currently, I don't think there's a huge amount of need for them. And I'm thinking about deleting this order here. So then we would redo our offensive line, and that would be simply like this. Okay. We'll see how that ends up going. Have things stalled out here? Maybe a little bit. The Germans have definitely responded. But I think it's okay. We had a huge breakthrough there for sure. And we got a lot of land from them. So that's absolutely great. Actually, we've doubled our monthly growth just from taking this when we have like 44% compliance. That's amazing. Doubling our monthly manpower growth is a huge deal. Absolutely huge. One thing we could think about doing is instead of doing this order, we could try to spearhead straight out over this way. But I think instead of doing that, here's what we're going to do. We're going to tell this unit of tanks, actually these units of tanks, come on out here. Assist in this attack. I want to cut them off here. So if we're able to do this, if we're able to cut them off here and then come here, that would be huge. That means that their only supply line will be naval. Okay, so we took this position. For the moment, we need to try to hold it. But what I really want is these guys to move in here and attack there. Once we have that, then we can try to hold this entire cutoff here. They have to move navally down here. Their supplies are going to get a lot dicier at that point. So they have reinforcements walking over this way, but their organization is very low. Okay. We held there for now. Our next goal is to offensive line all along this coast. Like that. Now that we have all of this cut off, we are going to need to try to defend it, of course. But let's go. Cool. So we've essentially bisected the Indian subcontinent at this point. Not quite bisected, but it's pretty close. So now we need to try to exploit the fact that their supplies here should be substantially limited. Now, they do have a level 4 naval base here. They have a level 4 naval base here, and a level 1 naval base here. So, we very much want to move in and take Goa. That's a big deal, and it looks like it's currently undefended. So we do that. I also want to move this unit in. We'll try to attack Madras. I don't necessarily expect that we get that, but if we do, that would be a very big deal. So we're going to drive into Goa and eliminate some of their supplies here. Now, another thing that I want to do is I want to remove this army from this front. I want this army to only man this front. So we will assign them over here. There we go. And we can see we have 13 divisions along this front. And then 11 divisions along this front. So we definitely are going to be reliant on the Americans to help pull this off. Actually, we are managing to win in Madras. That is huge. Their supplies are going to be extraordinarily thin from here. Can we take this location and completely cut off all of their naval supplies? Oh, you're not moving. Get in here. I told you to move. I think I reordered them, so that movement may not have been happening. Okay. So we're going to move in here. There we go. So we're not really looking to hold this at this exact moment, but now all of their units here are supplied by this level 1 naval base. That is a very big deal. They have basically no supply flow here now. And I'd like to attack over this way. But we're not going to win that, I don't think. Actually, maybe we will. And completely cut off their... Are they retreating? Completely cut off the... Hello, pause menu. Their supplies here. Yes. No. They sent in reinforcements. The Americans took it. Okay. That's very awkward, but sure. They now have no supplies left over here. So, we're going to... I would like to only select these guys and tell them to aggressively execute their battle plan. Units will attack provinces if they're a part of the plan. Do it. Don't aggressively attack up here. And I want to extend this front line. Like that. There we go. So don't aggressively attack up here, but do aggressively attack here. These guys have like no supplies left, and from here we can just chase them out of this area and consolidate our front line up here. That's the goal. Now it's possible that the Germans might try to do a naval landing over this way later on. That is a possibility. We're going to rely on the Americans to try to block them from that particular course of action. But these guys have no supplies left, and we are definitely going to aggressively attack them there. Now, it looks like we are aggressively attacking out over this way. And I really dislike that. We're going to have to go back to balanced attacks and manually order these, I think. Okay. So we're going to balanced attack here. And yeah, these guys have no organization, basically. But this looks good. This looks very, very good. We do have a number of these troops still redeploying in. But they have basically no supply flow here. Actually, do they even have a victory point left? I think they have literally no supply flow. Supply status, 15%. 15%. 15%. I'm pretty sure they have literally no supply flow down here. I want to bring these guys just straight up this coastline. Let's go. We're going to have reinforcements coming in over here pretty soon. And, I mean, our supplies over here are actually pretty decent. So that's great. We're definitely going to be lacking in some manpower. How much could we release here? Oh, wow. These are all maxed. Or not all maxed. This one's not maxed. But I think at this point, we're definitely going to... Look at that. 30,000 manpower. That all comes from capturing this territory. Excellent. Okay, I want these guys to come in here and try to cut off these forces. Excellent. So these guys are now fully pocketed. We're going to select these forces assigned to here and tell them, come on in. There's very little that these guys can do at this point. Cool. So that's a full pocket there. We're not seeing any collapse on that front. And these guys are all stack wiped now. Beautiful. So these forces, once they come in here, they'll get reassigned to this army here. Or rather, this order here. Or at least that's what I want them to be assigned to. And honestly, from here, these guys have so little left. We're just going to align up. Our manpower is already gone, which isn't shocking. But we're up to 1.5k monthly growth. That's huge. We're holding on this front for the time being. And yeah, I just want to push in here. They have no supply flow. All of these units are dead. At this point, let's take a look. We've lost 265,000. The Germans have lost almost 400,000 to us. That's insane. Excellent. And that number is going to get a lot higher here. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm not even going to queue up additional units there since we're making a decent amount now. Did we just overrun that 12 stack there? I think we did. Let's check. 392. Okay. Well, come on in, everybody. Cool. So the Germans here are basically done, right? They have no supplies left, and that was amazing. That's really, really good. I'm very happy with the way that offensive played out. At this point, we do have somebody heading in here. These divisions will now start heading northward. And what's our plan here? I would like to offensive line up to this river. Like that. We'll go ahead and execute that. And we'll see how that push goes. That'll shorten our front line pretty dramatically, and we would very much love that. However, it is about time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we'll see how this offensive ends up going. It's going far better than I could have expected already, so that is magnificent. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, JJ Gamer, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, Jens Graham, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.